Hello and welcome to Crime Watch. I'm Ivy Kano. Insecurity in Nigeria is fast transmuting into a subject of national tension. The activities of armed bandits and Boko Haram insurgents have for long been a source of worry to all. But even those seem to be fading away in the wake of the recent face-off between nomadic cattle herders and farmers in the southwest of the country. But what could be at the root cause of this crisis that has led many opinion leaders across the country to warn that President Muhammadu Buhari must act early enough to save the day? Let's take this report.
Iselu, Ibekun, Igua, and other border communities in Yewa North local government are dominated by farmers. But most of the residents say, despite their hard work, they are finding it difficult to survive due to hunger and poverty caused by continuous destruction of their farms by herdsmen. They claim that some of their wives and children, who are girls, have been raped and killed on their way to the river due to lack of pipe-borne water in most of the villages. The residents say the situation is now unbearable for them and they may resort to self-help in order to protect their families.
They used to destroy all our crops, both cash crops, food crops, and many other things. They used to give us many various problems. They used to have sexual intercourse with our wives and our females. So it was a great problem that been given to us. At times they killed many of us. They've killed many of us. Many of our brothers, many of our sons and daughters, they've killed them.
They went to my band where I store my corn and destroy my property there. Getting to the place, I see the cow eating in my presence. I called the malam. Say, malam, come. Instead of the malam to come, he only run to me and machete me. If not because of this hand that I used to defend, this my head, I wanted to break it. You see my hand? You see? See my hand? How do you want me to make use of this hand again? Hardly. It is in fact very hard for me to eat.
They kill many people. They kill many people. They kill three children at Asa. So they do everything that's destroy everything at our farm. So we cannot endure this. That is why we say that we cannot be living together with herdsmen.
As a responsible government, they need to take some of these children that their parents have been killed and they were roaming around in the community back to school. Because it is the fundamental right of every Nigerian to have a basic education. Everybody keeps talking as if we don't like Fulanis. No! They are also Nigerians. But their fundamental right does not imply them coming to be killing people in their land. We are becoming a slave in our land. And this is right time we need to let the government know that if the government refuses to do what is right, then people should be able, don't blame anybody to take weapons and defend himself. Because in our constitution, there's self-defense.
They say many of them now live with scars and deformity due to many attacks by the herdsmen. While reacting to the allegation of attacks by the herdsmen, the police public relations officer in Ogun State and a leader of the Hausa community say they are working with other stakeholders in order to achieve peaceful coexistence among farmers and herders.
We have been working for that. That is why you see most of the kidnappers, we drive them away from this our state, Ogun State. Before we had that, they have settled. Some they have settled at the Yewa side. Some they have settled at this what we call Imeko Ayotoro side. We work with the security agency that we see that we drive them away. We caught some that we take them to court that they are in prison custody now.
and we are able to discuss with the farmers, the natives there, and the herders, and everybody has agreed. They have resolved to work together, to live together in peace, and the herders too have resolved that henceforth they will be the one who will be facing out those criminals that are using their names to perpetrate one crime or the other. And with what is on ground now, I believe there's no reason for anybody to be apprehensive.
Although a visit of a Yoruba rights activist, Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Igboho, to Abeokuta and Yewa communities in Ogun State on Monday, 1st of February 2021, was seen as an avenue to launch attack on herders by some residents. While the state government insists that security architecture of the state is still in place and that Sunday Adeyemo was not invited by the state government. The governor, Dapo Abiodun, ordered security agencies in the state to investigate the recent clash between herdsmen and farmers in the Yewa area of the state and set up security task force. The police also issued a press release warning residents not to attack others. In order to resolve the crisis through alternative dispute resolution, the Deputy National Commandant of Peace Corps of Nigeria and the State Commandant visited the Hausa Fulani community, Miyeti Allah, and market leaders who are from the northern parts of the country to suggest solutions. They agreed that the unity of the country is non-negotiable and identified dialogue and respect for fundamental human rights as two main strategies for peace in the country.
What we are preaching now is the essence of peace dialogue, so that we use dialogue in achieving that thing that we cannot achieve through violence.
Most of these crises are carried out by youth. And at the end of the day, it is the same youth that suffers the consequence. Now, for us to reduce this, or to put a stop or check to this, we felt we should at least enlighten the leaders more.
These crises that happen within Fulani community and Yoruba community, that is why these people are come to visit me, so that we sit down and dialogue and see the end of the crisis. Because we don't want to whereby this crisis will escalate in this country.
Kaduna is once again in the news. Now it appears to be a blind spot for security operatives as marauding bandits continue to have a field day with killings almost on a daily basis. 24 hours after 19 persons were killed in a raid on 2 local government councils, another attack in the state has left 1 person dead and 11 others kidnapped. In Kaduna local government area, authorities have attributed last week's attack on communities to bandits relocating from Kaduna-Abuja highway to their area. 5 persons were also killed, houses razed, and foodstuffs destroyed. Biningwari local government area suffered similar attacks with 14 deaths recorded.
Women, men and children taking refuge at this primary school at Maraban Kajuru. It's in defiance to COVID-19 safety protocols and other safety measures. It's evidently not the best of times for them, as they say the condition here is far from the homely feel. They say the bandits dealt a cruel blow on them at the weekend.
Some people lost their husband and children. They should help us because now our children, we are here with some children. No school, nothing, no clothes to wear, even food, no food to eat.
Almost all the houses got burned to ashes, and the bandit men succeeded by killing 5 people.
Now the people are demanding healthcare facilities and food. And emergency officials, as directed by the government, are here to take stock and do the needful.
That bush, that is where they always reside. They always reside in the bush. So all these things we are happening. People run here and there, searching for help.
Police in the local government area, as elsewhere, evidently lack what it takes to confront the challenges in the area. The chairman here attributes the latest attacks to an influx of bandits from the Kaduna-Abuja highway. He believes deployment of more personnel to the area will help the situation.
Operation taking place along Abuja axis has pushed them down to our villages, and they are trying to push the villagers out of the place so that they can take total control. And that's why we need ground troops and support from these ends and axis. And if possible, they should be stationed in those villages, because this is where, and in fact, I must say that most of these places are normal routes for the bandits.
Kajuru and Birningwari are just a few out of several local government areas with security challenges. The victims look forward to better days ahead.
Insecurity has no doubt remained a hydra-headed monster which security agents are yet to successfully contain. Several vices are on the loose: terrorism, kidnapping, banditry, the list goes on. Security expert Ona Ekomo explores what the government can do differently to stem the tide of insecurity at this time.
Well, the insecurity in the land occasioned by the movement of herders and their animals, is something that is troubling and needs to be addressed. And I think even before we talk about a national security architecture, a new one that will address the problem of herder-farmer clashes, I think we need to have more aggressive intervention at the subnational levels. That's like the state and local government levels in addressing this problem, because there's been this over-reliance on the federal resources, and the federal resources are very lean. And but if we have state actors becoming involved, taking ownership of the problem, along with local government actors also taking ownership of the problem, then it can be policed at a lower level. Everything doesn't have to reach the level of Nigeria Police Force, as it were, force that the British created very many years ago here. But it can reach a level of local intervention, but within the ambits of the law, such that the herders are not breaking the law and the locals are also not breaking the law. Because I think at the end of the day, anytime there's a problem with the militia, there's a militia part, that's the people, the ones who carry AK-47 around and are looking for a fight. There are some of those, even though people say that some of those are also moving around upon invitation. Those are spoiling for a fight. Those are the people, the ones they say can't speak English, the ones that are from West Africa and from the Sahel region. Those ones are actually an invasion force in this country, and those ones should be looked for. But I'm talking about the Nigerian Fulani actual herdsmen, people who have been rearing cattle in the area. In my neighborhood, in my area, where I come from, Edo State, in Irua, we've had Fulanis live with us for God knows for a millennia, and we have no problem with them. Every year we go there, they buy the cattle, they come and slaughter it, and we pay them. They are good people, good-natured people. So I don't have any problem with them, and I am sure that many people don't have problem with them. However, what needs policing is the movement of the cattle, like the night grazing that they've talked about, underage grazing, which is very common in that community. Movement of the cattle that tends to destroy arable crops. Now, when that occurs, there should be some policing of that. And what I'm calling for is policing of it at a subnational level. That's either at the local government level or at the state level, such that we will leave the threat of those gun-toting invaders from the Sahelian region to the national authorities, to the military and to the police. But those people that we've lived with in our local communities, we can relate with them, which of course also plays up a need for a role, not a need, a role for local, the traditional chiefs, the kings, the obas, and the smaller chiefs, the obis, ezes, and igwes, and all that. You know, they have a role to play here because they relate with these people on a one-on-one basis. They know them, In fact, in most cases, they are the ones who give them land where they stage their animals. So if some deviant person among them strays with his cattle to go and destroy someone's farm, it is easy to intercept that person and perhaps sanction the person. That also comes with securing the borders, because I have called for a 10,000-man border lining group. Young people who are a special marshal, just like you remember what the Federal Road Safety Corps used to do when they started. They had the special marshal corps. This was just an extension of ordinary citizens like you and I who donned their lemon vest and then help them and get some minimal training. This is what I'm talking about. Get these young people, pay them some minimal amount. There's a lot of unemployment in this land. Get these people, pay them, then they will go and line the bushes so that they can stop these threats from entering our country. And of course, because we also have a problem that the regular immigration officials, they have ethical challenges, and it's a problem. So we need to deal with that problem of bad ethics from the immigration service. But that's a different thing. They don't have capacity. Basically, that's their biggest problem. They're not even problem of ethics. They don't have the capacity to deal with this. And then the problem is the immigration, they are the normal borders, but these people are coming in through the illegal routes, and we have about 2,000 of them around this country. That is where the Special Marshal Corps, Special Immigration Corps I'm talking about, should be policing, such that we can repel these threats. And no, everybody thinks that you have to carry gun. No, you don't need to carry gun. If you are there, you observe is vigilance. Back 1066, well, not even 1066, Roman times, vigils, the Roman vigils, it's citizens, ordinary citizens who saw crime and reported to the praetorians. You understand? They just saw crime and they reported. So that was it. That's the role of the citizens. So they should be there. And if they see crime, everybody has a mobile phone. Give them mobile phones if they don't have. Let them call in the authorities, and that will now focus enforcement, law enforcement or military resources on a specific target. But you cannot disperse military resources to police all the illegal border routes in the country, because you don't have that much of them. But if you have enough citizens doing that to act as spotters, to spot people who are breaking our national immigration laws, and not making exceptions, not saying, this one is Fulani. No. If you are breaking the law, you are a lawbreaker. So whether they are coming from Futa Toro, it doesn't matter. Or whether they are coming from Mali, it doesn't matter. Even if they are Dongons from Mali, it doesn't matter. Any ethnicity, any tribe, as long as you are not a Nigerian and you are required to have certain travel protocols, travel documents to enter the country, then it should be strictly enforced.